What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Shovel Knight Challenge Mode. I, of course, am Whatthefnu. Wow, what was with that voice crack? I, of course, am Whatthefnu. Oh my goodness. We're gonna start this off by saying that this is both a lot better and a lot worse than I thought it was gonna be. Better in the sense that, well, with the exception of one, this first 4 set of bosses isn't that bad. Worse in the sense that you have to deal with a time limit on all of these fights. Look at that, they only give you 1 pip of health to work with too. For King Knight though, it's not really gonna matter too much, mostly because he's a very easy fight, all things considered, especially if you stick with the strategy I'm using here, which is just staying on top of his jumps and making sure that he doesn't get the drop on you in any cases. In fact, if you keep it up that way, you should probably be able to beat him before the confetti even becomes a problem. No biggie, no problem whatsoever, didn't even need a sub-weapon for that one, and they knew it. This is where it starts getting a little trickier, though. And don't worry, not all of the fights are only going to give you 1 unit of health. The other guys are actually going to give you a little more leeway, because they actually require effort. Specter Night is about knowing when to get aggressive. And obviously I'm doing a terrible job so far. Great, down 1 unit of health, and I haven't even hit the guy yet. Yeah, knowing when not to do that would be a great help. This fight is going so terribly right now, and that's gonna make it even worse. Great. Might as well just give up right there and save you guys the time. Alright, let's get a fresh run on that fight. Motherfucker. Every single recording this guy's been a problem. I've tried this multiple times now, and it goes so well during the practice, but of course, as soon as you add commentary, all the rules go out the window. Like all of your practice, you could have done this for hours. You could have been at this for as long as you want, and then everything is gonna go downhill immediately, if not sooner. Never try to contest that little charge move he does with your propeller knife. It's tempting. You'll also notice the reason they give you that here is because you can just keep bouncing off of him in the air like that. Makes this fight a lot easier, allows you to get a lot of damage in on him very, very quickly. That went so much better than the first run. And we even had almost 30 seconds left to work with. Unfortunately, though, that takes me into what's probably going to take the most time in this episode. Look, I'm just going to be straight up about this. Plague Knight is my least favorite boss in the entire game. I thought it was Polar Knight until I was reminded of how bullshit this fight is. Plague Knight is the worst. The worst, mostly because you'll notice he has no pattern. He can teleport, he can throw a bomb, he can summon those vials to screw up your pogo jumps. There's even really no point in using the pogo most of the time because his attack arcs upwards, and he can do any combination of all these things to screw you over all at once. It just blows. This entire fight is a gigantic pain in the ass. There's a reason they even give you the phase locket during the challenge mode version of the battle. It's because they knew you needed it. In fact, if you want my personal opinion, one of the best parts of the Plague of Shadows DLC is that you don't have to fight this guy anymore. Arguably, they replaced it with an even tougher boss fight, but that's neither here nor there. I'm very curious why they didn't actually put a Shovel Knight boss fight in this challenge mode. Anyways, of course I beat him first try. I didn't even acknowledge that. I'm sitting here complaining about the guy perfectly smoothly, no problem. It gets you, man. It really does. It's how it always goes. My plan worked. It was all a ruse all along, and you fell for it, Fate. You played right into my hands. Treasure Knight is a boss fight where you've really got to get aggressive. You just got to stay on top of this guy and keep hitting him as quickly as possible. Obviously, try to avoid damage where you can, like I did not do right there. And here's where things are either going to make or break you. I only had 1 pip of health, so I couldn't stay on top of him like that, but the boss fight would have ended right there if that hadn't happened. You'll notice they only give you 35 seconds to work with here, so it's not There's not too much room for error in your movements here. Also remember that that anchor comes back towards you again. I like it when he does this because I can just hop up and hit him twice really quickly. Not too much to worry about there, unless he slams the ground like that and you time your jumping correctly. Really? This guy is giving me the most trouble? Barely died to him at all. Because I said he wasn't a problem. Treasure Knight is the worst. He's the stupidest fight in the game. He's absolutely terrible. I don't like fighting this guy whatsoever. You're going to die so much. Oh my god. It's bad. It's so bad. It's really, really, really bad. I've just got to survive with more health than that at the end. Alright. Come on, though. Come on. What, just because you think you're underwater, you can defy the laws of gravity? It's not how it works! Entire stage. Bottomless pits everywhere. This is for everybody who died on your stage. This is for all the lonely souls out there. Who don't like having their treasure stolen from them. Yeah! Making it a tribute actually worked. By the power of your support, we actually managed to finish the fight. That is it. That's those 4 first fights. Like I said, it's mostly about being aggressive. It's about chasing your enemies in these ones. It's about staying on top of them and never letting up, especially considering how little health you have. That might change, though, considering the list of fights we've got in the next episode. Mole Knight, Tinker Knight, Propeller Knight, and Polar Knight especially. Oh, boy. We'll see. We'll definitely see how that turns out. Until then, as always, I'm Whatthefnu. Later, everybody!